Do you want to be a pro animator like me? Well, it'll teach you BCM nice. Also, I made a tutorial on how to animate, tween, but like it was bad explained, so I'm remaking it. Anyways, the apps you need are Alight Motion and Ibis Paint, or any other drawing app. Anyways, I'll stop yapping and start BCS. Okay, so this is my drawing I made, but all the body parts are on separate layers, and you should do that too. But before I go into Alight Motion, I'll teach you about pivot points for all I feel like a teacher. Okay, so pivot points is where SMTHs, like attached to there that I added, are where the pivot points should be. Okay, now I'm going to go in Alight Motion and tell you what to do. Okay, so to import, your picture, click Media, and then click on the separate layers. Make sure the layers are in order, so they don't look weird. Okay, so to move something, click on a layer, and then click Move and Transform, then you will see this. And if you want to add a pivot point, click on the Adjust thing again, then you should see a circle on the screen. And now you can move it by swiping on Swipe here to move pivot point. And do that with all layers. Okay, when you're done, then there's also something important to do. At the top of your screen, a bit on the right, there should be this thing, then click it. Then click on it, then click Try First, or Watch and Add if you don't have Pro. Now you should see this. And what it does is like, imagine if you have hair and a head, and hair is attached to the head. But if you move the head and don't use layer parenting, the hair won't come with the head, but if you do use layer parenting, the hair will come with the head. Slow the video down if you want to see what I do. Ignore that my sister touched my screen. Okay, anyways, now I'm going to go to the effects and chose parenting helper, so if the head moves, it won't look too stiff. If you want that to click on the hair layer then, and then go click effects to add effects. Search up parenting layer then. The effect should look like the thing I circled. Then by the scale click, weighted then by rotate locked. Ignore how I forgot to add the back hair to the head. Okay, now it should look like this. Also, if you want to rotate something, click on a layer then. Click Move and Transform, then click the square with the arrows around it. Now it can rotate. Now here is really where the tweening begins. You should see a diamond-looking thing, and it's called a keyframe. So for example, if you have a hand, it's about 2. Wave then click on the keyframe where the hand is not moving yet, then add another keyframe where you want the hand to stop moving, and on the second keyframe where it stops moving, then rotate the hand, and then it moves. To make it look smoother, you can add graphs, which I got to explain. Graphs, so just look at what I do. You can see the differences between the graphs based on how the arm is moving. If you want it to bounce, click on the bounce graph, the second one. Now there's a select graph, bounce graph, and I put the last one, as it's like glitchy or something. I use the silicon bounce graph for head bobbing BTW. But now I'm going to use the second effect I had how to describe it. Now this is how it looks like with graphs. Now for the head, I'm going to make it like rotate so she looks happy. But I'm going to use the swing effect. If you also want to use it, then Ciroc swing. Okay, so angles are how far the rotation can go, and frequency is how fast it goes. For the angles I used, 55 and minus 55, you need to add a minus by the first or second angle. Just watch me use other effects now. Here I was making another face expression in ibis paint. I was going to make it a blink, but changed my mind later. Also, what I like to do when head bobbing is make the front hair go more down than the head is. It just look better. Also, if you want, they have the same graph but can't get the exact same. Click on the 3 by the graph thing and click copy curve then. Go to the other layer and click the 3 then paste curve. Also, if you want a background, use shapes and effects. I use the star with a spin effect. What I like to do is add motion blur, effect when someone or something is moving quickly. And to duplicate, click on the thing as circled. And to add text, just click text around the bottom right. And how I add the sound is by screen recording the sound, then add in the media into alight motion, and then put the screen recording. Out of the camera, you will still hear the audio. Ignore C. My dumb ass was just adding random effects and did not even help. And to export, click the green thing at the top next to the gear. You might have to watch for ads. And then wait for it to export, then click save if you want to save it. Okay, so if I explained it better than the other tut, but it might seem complicated for beginners. Anyways, I'd got to say bye-bye.